In the mortal realms, gods walk among mortals. Monsters roam the wilderness, and warriors of impossible power wage endless war. For an ordinary human, facing such beings should mean certain death. And yet, the cities of Sigmar fight anyway. These soldiers are not immortal stormcast. They are not monstrous champions of chaos. They are farmers, artisans, merchants, and refugees who picked up sword, shield, and black powder rifle. And against all odds, they march to reclaim the realms. The cities of Sigmar are bastions of order in a world overrun by chaos. When the age of myth collapsed, chaos swept across the mortal realms. Countless kingdoms were destroyed. Humanity and their allies were driven to the brink of extinction. But some strongholds survived. Within towering walls and fortified streets, new civilizations were built. Cities where humans, elves, Duardin, and even Ogors live side by side. These cities are not just places of refuge. They are staging grounds for a massive counter-offensive. Every soldier who joins Sigmar's armies takes the coin Malleus, a symbol of their oath to the war effort. Some join willingly. Others are forced into service by the zealous cult's Unberogen. To them, every mortal must fight for Sigmar. They do not hide behind their walls. Across the mortal realms, great expeditions march outward. These are the Dawnbringer Crusades. Their goal is simple and nearly impossible: to build new cities in lands claimed by monsters and chaos. These crusades carry entire civilizations: soldiers, priests, engineers, mages, and civilians. Every step forward is a battle for survival. Many crusades fail, but each new city pushes the darkness back, just a little further. The cities of Sigmar rely on more than courage. They rely on discipline, on strategy, on the knowledge that every soldier, every cannon, every step must work in perfect harmony. Their most famous tactic is the Castellite formation, an army that becomes a fortress, a living, breathing wall of steel and firepower. Ranks of free guild fusiliers stand shoulder to shoulder, shields raised, rifles primed and ready. Their eyes scan the battlefield, unblinking, every man and woman a part of something greater than themselves. Behind them, iron-welled great cannons rumble, shaking the ground, each blast like the fall of a fortress gate. Enemy lines falter under the roar of black powder and iron. Above them, Ogor warhulks stride through the chaos. Mounted upon their shoulders, elite fusel majors pick targets with unerring precision, every shot calculated, every strike lethal. Together, they form an unbreakable wall. A shield and spear made manifest, stronger than any single hero could hope to be. Enemies crash against it. They batter, they howl, they claw, and they break. And when the moment comes, when the foe is shattered, scattered, and weary, the cities of Sigmar strike back, with blade, with cannon, with fire and fury, not as individuals, but as one unstoppable force. Victory is not chance. It is discipline made real, and it is devastating. When the enemy falters, even for a moment, the counterattack begins. A single weakness is all it takes. Free Guild cavaliers surge forward, hooves thundering like a storm. Heavy cavalry crashing into broken lines, shattering what little cohesion remains. Steel meets flesh. Momentum becomes destruction. Behind them, the infantry advances, step by step, shield to shield. Duardin lock into place, their resolve unbreakable, their formation immovable. They do not yield, they do not retreat, Elves move where the line bends, but does not break, striking with impossible speed, with precise, lethal intent, every blow placed exactly where it will do the most harm. Across the battlefield, commanders raise their voices above the chaos. Orders cut through the roar of war. Messengers run, breathless and relentless, carrying commands between units, every movement coordinated, every action deliberate. This is not magic. There are no miracles here. It is not glorious. There are no legends in the moment, only survival. But it is disciplined, it is relentless, and it is devastatingly effective. War in the mortal realms is not heroic. It is brutal, calculated, unforgiving. There are no grand last stands sung in the moment, only orders given, and lives spent to carry them out. Victory does not come from glory. It comes through attrition, through exhaustion, through sacrifice, through the slow, grinding collapse of the enemy. The war machine of the cities of Sigmar must keep turning. It cannot stop. It cannot falter, even when the cost is measured in blood, even when it is fueled by sacrifice. Priests of the cult Zunbarogan walk among the soldiers. They keep the faith alive, voices rising in defiance of fear. They chant ancient hymns that echo across the battlefield. They bless weapons. They sanctify the ground. They remind every soldier why they still fight. And in those fleeting sacred moments, something changes. Fear gives way to resolve. Doubt becomes purpose. And soldiers who should have broken stand. Every victory brings hope, a fragile, flickering thing, clung to by those who have seen too much war, but it never lasts, because the drums of battle never fall silent. Another enemy gathers, another war begins, and the machine must turn once more. One of the greatest commanders in the cities of Sigmar is Talia Vedra, the Lioness of the Parch. Her name carries across the realms, spoken with respect and with fear. Once a mercenary, fighting for coin and survival. Now a legendary leader, forged by war and hardened by impossible choices. She does not command from distant halls. She fights on the front lines beside her soldiers, blade in hand, eyes fixed on the enemy. Where the fighting is fiercest, she is there. And when hope begins to fade, when lines buckle and courage falters, her voice cuts through the chaos. She rallies the broken. She lifts the wounded. She drives her warriors to stand and fight again. Not through blind faith, not through empty words, but through sheer, unrelenting will. Her strategies are precise, calculated, proven in the crucible of battle. They have saved countless lives, turned certain defeat into hard-fought victory. But even she knows the truth, a truth earned through years of war and sacrifice. The cities of Sigmar do not win through heroes, not even legends like her. They win through unity, through discipline, through soldiers standing together, unbreakable as one. At the heart of every army stand the Free Guild Steelhelms. They are not legends. They are not chosen. They are ordinary people, blacksmiths, farmers, laborers, men and women who once knew only the rhythm of daily life, not the clash of war, and yet they stand against nightmares, against monsters that should not exist, against warriors touched by dark gods, against horrors that would break lesser souls. They are given armor, a shield, a spear, and told to hold the line with faith in Sigmar. They do, not because they are fearless, but because there is nowhere left to run. They lock shields, they brace their spears, they stand shoulder to shoulder, knowing that if one falls, the line may break. Every step they hold is a victory. Every moment they endure buys time for others. They will not be remembered as heroes. Songs will not be sung of their names, but they are the reason those songs can exist at all. Because without them, without their courage, their sacrifice, their unyielding resolve, the free folks of Sigmar would fall. The armies of Sigmar do not fight with fury. They fight with discipline, every movement measured, every action deliberate, every soldier part of something greater than themselves. Commanders issue precise orders, their voices cutting through the chaos of battle. Advance in formation, suppress the enemy, hold the line, no wasted motion, no reckless charge. Humans fight in ordered ranks, shields locked, pushing forward step by step. They are the backbone, steady, enduring. Elves move like living blades, fast, precise, unforgiving. They strike where the enemy is weakest and vanish before the counterblow. Duardans stand as an unbreakable wall, unshaken, unmoving, their resolve as solid as the stone they revere. Each fights in their own way. Each brings their own strength. But alone, it is not enough. Together, they become something greater, a machine of war, a single, unified force where every part supports the other. This is the true strength of the cities of Sigmar. Not magic, not heroes. Unity is their greatest weapon. The cities of Sigmar stand against impossible enemies, chaos warlords, clad in corrupted armor, leading endless tides of destruction, monstrous beasts, towering and relentless, born to tear civilizations apart, and the dark gods themselves, watching, waiting, hungering. These are not foes meant for mortals, and still they march. Soldiers gather in silent ranks, armor worn, weapons ready, eyes fixed on a horizon filled with war. They know the truth. Many will never return. They have seen it before. Empty spaces in the line. Voices that never answer, roll call again. They feel the fear. They carry the weight of it with every step. But they march anyway, not for glory, not for conquest, but for the fragile lives behind them, for the cities that still stand, for the chance, however small, that tomorrow might exist. Because if they do not fight, if they do not hold the line, then there will be no future left to save, only ruin. The battle never ends. The war rages on in every corner of the mortal realms, but the cities of Sigmar endure, because discipline, courage, and unity are stronger than fear. If you want to witness more stories from the mortal realms, join us as we explore the legends, the heroes, and the battles that shape their world. Subscribe now to Stand with the Cities of Sigmar, and don't forget to click the bell, so you never miss the next march into war. The war continues. Will you answer the call?